Yeah, so like, yeah, and when you obviously you introduced yourself as well, you had a little bit of a chat about Clubhouse at the event, which was pretty cool. And obviously, then you gave me an overview of like what you do, and you gave me an overview of like the product images that you do for your clients, which is obviously really great because it's so connected with what I'm doing as well with social media marketing for e-commerce clients. So I thought I definitely need to have you on an Instagram live to have a chat about the importance of the product images and potentially some tips and tricks and your insights of like what to consider and stuff. But yeah, if you want to introduce yourself a little bit, that would be awesome.
No, yeah, that was a good introduction. Thanks for having me. I haven't done one of these before, so it's super awkward.
We will get there.
I needed to start doing them. So, hello. Hi, Taylor. So I am Caitlin. I'm a product photographer, obviously. I grew up learning. I started in weddings. I lived abroad in Canada for years. I was working on wedding photos. I never thought photography was going to be this big. I just always thought it was a bit of a paid hobby. It kept coming back to me and coming back to me. And I think it was because portraits me. I studied food and restaurants, and then that product and more like commercial. And that was me. I loved it. And then that's when I decided going to go like this and all. Yeah.
Awesome. And when did you decide to go to product images? Because obviously there are like so many different kind of photography of like wedding shoots or baby pictures or like everything. And why was it specifically product images? What is that you love about it?
For some reason, I'm a really huge creative outlet for me. So I think with like weddings and portraits, there's only a certain level of creativity. Like there certainly is people that do that, but for me, it didn't flow out. And then as soon as I think I'm someone that likes to just be lost in my studio, and I can just spend hours playing and trying different things, and that's just where my creativity is. I still do portrait weddings on request, and I like it, but for some about advertising and brands and all that.
Yeah, I love it. It's like, especially when I look through your feed, it's everything. It's so immaculate. It's very like how it's supposed to be, and I love that. It just looks just perfect, and I love that. So I really like that, especially for like products. Sorry,
I was like, we all post our best stuff, but that's good that's what it's like.
Yeah, definitely. So a lot of people obviously have an e-commerce store, or have like a website to fill with images. And like, what are the things that you think is like the most important when you put together a portfolio of your products?
I mean, getting good photos, but there's things that goes into it, and I think like a lot of especially startup businesses, they have a gift or an idea, and write and get all my energy into this, create and store, whether that be on a listing or if they're just using Instagram, because essentially.
You seem to be breaking off. Sorry, is it just me?
Is it me or you?
I'm not sure. Something is not working right.
Are you on? Got me on that.
Sorry?
Oh, wait, it has to be on loudspeaker. I don't know. I can hear my feedback.
Okay, that's strange. Nothing is connected for me. 1 second. I'm just gonna double check.
Yeah, it seems to be every time I talk, I can hear it.
Maybe we're gonna go with earphones. Maybe that's gonna work.
You let me know if that's okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I think that's better.
Awesome. Okay, fixed. Love that.
Yes. Anyway, so I think I was saying so we get an idea and we put our heart and soul into bringing something out, and then I think a lot of people skimp out on the photography stage, whether that be at the start or even later down the track. I think if you have a product and you've put everything into it and then you just put it online without a professional front, you're almost not doing it justice. It's almost like a chef cooking an amazing meal and then not presenting it very well when it comes out. So I don't know if that was a very good analogy, but
it was definitely.
Yeah, I think people almost skimp out on that last step, which is so important. This is how people are going to see your product. Like, this is the first thing they are going to see when they come to you, and you've got to get people's attention like that. It's probably one of the most important steps.
Yeah.
In the game.
And so, like, what is like the big fail that people, like, what you see with other websites and you think like, oh my God, he or she did that as well. Like, oh my God, what do you usually see like right away?
I mean, I don't like to say that anyone's failing. I'd say that some people are maybe getting it a bit more right than other people. I think that making the mistake of you could do the photography like later down the track. I mean, if you can budget it in and do it straight away, because it's almost like, I think I've used this one before. It's like if you're bringing a house to market and you don't hit the market with nice photos, and then it goes stale, and then you decide you're going to do it 6 months later. So I think one mistake is not doing it sooner. The second one would be not doing it at all.
Yeah.
And then I think the other thing would be just not sort of discovering your own brand and being consistent with your photography to match your brand and to match your vibe. I see some people just sort of getting their products and maybe not really having any direction with how they're taking photos of them. So then if you were to go to their website, you might just be left feeling a bit lost on what their actual value is, whereas when I structure a shoot, or when any other professional photographer does, I think they go over the branding and they really plan out the shoot. It's not just like, oh, I'm going to get a skincare bottle and shoot it next to like a cool rock, or like they have more of a structure as to why they're doing that. So yeah, that helps somewhat.
And there's like definitely also with advertising in general, that you often have those some images from the products, and then there's such a disconnect on the website because they just don't talk to each other almost, the branding. And it's like that's what can definitely resonate as well with like a drop-off rate, or like why the conversion is just not so high. So I love it when I have clients they have with awesome brand product and branding images, because you can just work with it and it makes just life so much easier.
Yeah, I can imagine. Make all the difference.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like you've seen, I'm sure everyone can sort of think of a brand that they've seen, say, like maybe they've seen a candle brand come out, and then they've noticed all of a sudden that they've gone and got photography shoot done, and all of a sudden you can like see their feed transform. And that's like that's how good it is. Like it's really like, it's more than just working a camera. It's just a different eye. It's someone that's going to get to know your brand, and they're really going to like give you, it's really an investment. Like, you're going to attract better clients. You're going to attract higher paying clients. You're going to have a higher quality brand. So yeah, it's an investment, I guess.
Yeah. I looked into like a little bit of the stats, because obviously I'm working also so closely with images, and it's such an important part of it. I looked it up that like 360 image photography, for example, like that increases conversion rates for like some of the players in the industry, like up to 30%, which is just like insane. Have you done anything like that before, like 360 photography, or like do you like recommend that?
Gosh, I actually haven't personally. Maybe now that you've said that, it's something I should be looking into. So this is almost like when you go to a website and you can literally like move around it, almost like a Google around the product. Yeah. Yeah. I'm going to look into that. But honestly, I mean, I think think I've started adding video, and I've started adding stop
Video is
motion
awesome. Yeah.
images, and I think anything extra is going to catch people's eye, then it's definitely worth exploring. That's why I've added these services, because that's the way the world's going. I think adding in some sort of movement is sort of the same with the 3D images, is that you can almost imagine the product, how it feels, how it looks. So yeah, by adding that in, I think that would help a lot.
Yeah, I love the video part of it as well, because like so many big player like ASOS have like those, the catwalk runs, and just like everything that is a little bit more with movement, it just makes like all the difference.
Yeah,
I love
even
that.
if, like I've been doing a lot more skincare, and it's just like texture shoots. So like getting the foundation or getting a cleanser and squirting it out of the bottle, and like seeing the texture up close. It could be 3 seconds long, and it's so engaging.
Yeah, definitely. I love that as well. And like everything where something is happening, it's just always like more fun.
Yeah, definitely.
So for you, like what do you prefer? Do you prefer like taking the images just like with the branding guidelines, with like a color background and like some stocks or some props with it, or do you usually go like with white background only and just keep it clean? Or
well, that depends. Like personally, I love doing the styled photography, but it depends where they're at in their business. And I'd say to anyone that's just starting out, like you need those core, especially if you have an e-commerce website, and especially if you're listed on Amazon or anything like that, you need your core like e-commerce shots, which is just a white background or a different colored background. And that's, when you go to a website and you click on shop, and it's got all the products that come up, they all pretty much need to look consistent and exactly the same. You need to be able to decipher the difference very quickly. And I feel like most, that's like a must for all e-commerce stores. So that would be the first thing I would say, is that like you need to get your 10 photos of your 10 candles that you have. And then I call the rest of the photos on the website like the fill photos. So website banner, photos that pop up all over the place, social media photos, email photos, like the photos that are fun and eye-catching. I sort of break that down into two different kinds, and one would be styled in studio. So I'm just going to keep going with the candle example. So that would be, I would then look into the brand and see like how can I style up these candles and make them look like amazing and pop out. So it might be that I look at the ingredients that are used in the candle, and I might sprinkle the ingredients around. I'll be looking at like their brand color, their target audience. These photos, like for anyone that they're targeting, should want to like stop and like smell and look at these candles when they're on Instagram. And then the second style is lifestyle. So that's when you're actually picturing the product in use. Candles again, I did a lifestyle shot with a candle, and I had it actually around the home in places that you could picture yourself using it, lighting the candle, meditating, cooking with the candle going. So that would be the other essential part to getting a photography. So I guess that's really my 3 main offerings. It's the standard e-commerce shots, then you want your studio styled shots, and then you want lifestyle shots as well.
Okay. So that's like a ideal package to have everything together.
Yes. Yeah. And if you look around at most brands, that's usually what happens. And that's usually the way it happens. They're like, okay, I'll just get my e-commerce, get my store going. Now I'm going to get some really nice trendy photos. And now I'm going to start like getting photos of people like using it. So. Okay.
And do you usually have then different angles and perspectives of each of the different ones? Or you say, okay, front is the go-to for everything, or how does it usually work?
For the e-commerce, like the white background shots, I make sure they're all like exactly the same. They have to be so uniform. Like think about any sort of shop that you go onto and you want to see all the variations in color or the different sections of the website. You just sort of want to see their core offering. And then when it comes to styling, I actually send out a creative brief and you discuss with each other what you're after and what suits the brand and what suits the product. It's definitely no one size fits all there. It could be anything from a flat lay to one product group shots, simple, minimalistic, over the top. It could be so many different things. So yeah.
Okay. And like, can all of those three things, like the e-commerce, the branding, and the lifestyle one, can all of them be shooted together like at once, or is it just like, is it like a massive project that needs to be done over several days, or how does it usually work?
I would probably never, and it doesn't usually happen that way unless a big brand has just started and they have quite a big budget, or if it's a new brand and they just want to sort of do it all at the start. Usually, and that would definitely take a few days, yes. They're definitely sectioned off.
Okay.
Sometimes if it's a brand and they're like, okay, like we've got our Instagram, we've got our website, we're ready for professional photos. I'll say, like they might I'd say they should suggest they get their white e-commerce shots, and then they might like to also do a studio package. And then maybe in a few weeks, we might book the lifestyle package. Or if they're super keen, they can do that all at once. I'm more than happy to do that as well. But most people are sort of just getting their head around each stage. So like sometimes I have people come to me that don't have any e-commerce photos yet, and they say, I just want my jewelry shot on a model. And it's like, that's amazing, but I recommend that you just get your shots done and your e-commerce shots done, and then we can talk about the model shoot. And they're like, okay, like that makes sense, because you've got to be able to go to that jewelry store and see each ring and each necklace for exactly how it is, and then later on you can start looking at like putting them on models and having more fun. So yeah, I suppose but you're looking into product photography, I'd probably just ask yourself, like, I'd just go through the list. It's like, have I got good quality shots of each single product on my website? And then once you've got that, okay, now I can get some more styled photography, and then I might want to start looking at lifestyle photography as well.
Okay, I love that. So people are just not getting like ahead of themselves and just going straight into the deep end, but actually just a little bit more logical of like, what do I actually need and what is necessary for my business.
But like I offer packages as the fee, but it's sort of every one is at a different level. So it's always just, you just got to chat to the brand and see where they're at. And yeah, but definitely.
Okay. Okay, awesome. So like, and when people want to work with you, they're just gonna like best get in touch with you on Instagram, or like how to best get in touch with you?
Yeah, Instagram. I always say that like email is the best, but if they message me on Instagram, I'll definitely reply. But I usually try and get them over to emails, and then we can discuss the projects there and everything. I've got my biggest fan on down there. Thanks, Jo.
That's awesome.
I just did her planners, the teacher planners, so that was so much fun. That was a big shoot. Yeah.
Oh, nice. Do you do like mostly product images, or do you also do like branding and lifestyle images as well, just to combine it with the website and the look and feel?
I'm sort of niching more and more towards just product photography. But I still do personal branding as well. So that would be like someone like yourself who's a service provider. We might want to go out and shoot you in all your glory, helping clients, or find out what makes
conquering the world.
Yeah, and it kind of goes hand in hand. Like you're a brand, like you're your own product, sort of thing. So personal branding and product branding, I sort of go around the same way, and that's just like getting to the core of like what you're all about, and then building the brief around that. Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. Definitely need some good shootings, good pictures done as well, because I think I'm like I'm going through all of the ones that I'm having, and I need to stock up again.
Yeah, it's good to just go out and get it done, and sometimes just have someone do it, and then it's all done.
Exactly. One last question of like, just out of curiosity, do you, when you do like the first stage of the images, do you do them with shadows or without?
With shadows, that depends on the brand. So if it is a very like soft, glowy kind of brand, you probably wouldn't use shadows. But then if it's something very like high fashion or sunglasses or something, you might want to use a harsh shadow. Is that what you mean, like the shadow use in the images? Yeah. If it was just the e-commerce photos, I would probably use no shadow. It would just be a very crisp, like evenly lit, because you just want to see the product for exactly how it is. I think whenever you're shooting, if you're adding shadow or not adding shadow, if you're adding color or not adding color, that's going to be decided upon the product and the brand, and you matching their aesthetic. Yeah, that's when you decide whether you're going to use those tools or not, I think.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much for giving me and like everyone else a little bit of an overview of like what to consider, and like just because it's such a different role and never get like in touch with that side of things. I'm just happy when it's there to use, but I never just start from the very beginning, so it's really great.
I was like, I feel like I need to offer some advice or something, because I need to give some value of somewhat. I feel like I just talked about myself the whole time. So I'd say, I do want to say that you can get started yourself, because I know, like, running a business is expensive. So you can definitely get started yourself. And if you are taking your own photos, I think a really good way to go, especially if it's smaller products, that you can, I'd pick like a nice solid backdrop, whether you go, if you have a nice stone slab at home, or maybe you have a nice table, or maybe you just go buy some card from Officeworks and like just start taking your products on top of some solid colors to remove all that clutter, and then just get used to maybe some editing software like Lightroom on your phone, or looking at presets, and just having a go at sort of improving your own photography a little bit, if you can't always afford a professional. So yeah, it can be done.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, like obviously there's no comparison, but like some of the filters can be quite good. But yeah, I've never done any product images myself, but I've just seen what like people are doing in the industry.
And I'd say for some products, get away with filters. I actually don't use any on my, like I would for a portrait shoot, but not for a product shoot anymore, because products need to be true to color and true to life. So yeah, it's a tricky one. But then if you have a brand that you can sort of get away with a consistent color, then presets are really good to make your Instagram sort of look cohesive. So they can be useful sometimes.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much for definitely. Is there anything else you want to maybe like share, or is there anything that I didn't maybe ask or covered?
No, I just think that yeah, if you've put a lot of work into getting a brand out there, then yeah, just take note, whether that be improving your own photography or getting a professional, because it's like, it's going to be the difference between low paying customers and high paying customers. So yeah,
absolutely.
Huge difference.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you so much for the time and for like giving us an overview of like what kind of different things and packages there are, and what kind of like what kind of product images that there are even out there, and what to consider. So it was definitely helpful. So thank you so much, Caitlin.
Yeah, I'm always around for questions as well. If anyone needs to just send me a DM on Instagram, happy to help.
Awesome, perfect. Thank you so much.
Thank you. We'll catch up soon.
Yeah, see you again soon somewhere in some of the social media Perth catch-ups.
Yeah.
Awesome.
All right.
Have a good night.
You too. See ya.